I'm going straight into the next video on this because I just feel the need to continue to read. I have a lot of thoughts in my mind, and this really reading this is really good on understanding the principalities of this world and the world to come. So, Father, I continue to ask for knowledge and wisdom that I have prayed for tonight, and will continue this reading. So I'm going to continue from 18. Okay. The priests, the Levites, and all the tribe of Levi shall have no part nor inheritance with Israel. They shall eat the offerings of the Lord made by fire, and his inheritance. Therefore shall they have no inheritance among their brethren. The Lord is their inheritance, as he hath said unto them. So for the Levites, the Lord is their inheritance. That means that everything that they do must not be of this world at all, because they are the connection to the people and to God. And this shall be the priest's due from the people, from them that offer a sacrifice, whether be ox or sheep. And they shall give unto the priest the shoulder, and the 2 cheeks, and the maw. That's very interesting. I do not know what the spiritual connection between that is. Specifically the shoulder, the 2 cheeks, and the maw. It's very interesting. Something I'll have to look in detail. The first fruit of thy corn, of thy wine, and of thine oil, and the first of the fleece of thy sheep shalt thou give him. For the Lord thy God hath chosen him out of all thy tribes to stand, to minister in the name of the Lord, him and his sons forever. And if a Levite come from any of thy gates out of all Israel, where he sojourned, and come with all the desire of his mind unto the place which the Lord shall choose, then he shall minister in the name of the Lord his God, as all his brethren, the Levites, which stand before the Lord. They shall have like portions to eat. They shall have portions to eat, beside that which cometh of the sale of his patrimony. When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations. There shall not be found among you that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, that useth divination, an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things, an abomination unto the Lord. And because of these abominations, the Lord thy God do drive them out from before thee. Thou shalt be perfect with the Lord thy God. For these nations which thou shalt possess hearkened unto observers of times, and unto diviners. But as for thee, the Lord thy God hath not suffered thee to do so. The Lord thy God will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me. Unto him ye shall hearken, according to all that thou desirest of the Lord thy God in Horeb, in the day of the assembly, saying, Let me not hear again the voice of the Lord my God, neither let me see this great fire any more, that I die not. And the Lord said unto me, They have well spoken, they have well which they have spoken. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth. And he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. And it shall come to pass, whosoever will not hearken unto my words which he shall speak in my name, I will require of him. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die. And if thou say in thine heart, How shall we know the word which the Lord hath not spoken? When a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass that the thing which the Lord hath not spoken, the prophet hath spoken it presumptuously, thou shalt not be afraid of him. When the Lord thy God hath cut off the nations, whose land the Lord thy God giveth thee, and thou succeedest them, and dwellest in their cities and in their houses, thou shalt separate 3 cities for thee in the midst of thy land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee to possess it. Thou shalt prepare thee a way, and divide the coast of thy land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee to inherit, into 3 parts, that every slayer may flee there. In this the case of the slayer which shall flee there, that he may live. Whoso killeth his neighbor ignorantly, whom he hated not in time past, as when a man goeth into the wood with his neighbor to hew wood, and his hand fetcheth a stroke with the axe to cut down the tree, and the head slippeth from the helve, and lighteth upon his neighbor, that he die. He shall flee on to one of those cities and live. Now, see, as you read this, it's so interesting because this is showing you how much that they didn't talk about killing people physically, how things wasn't explained to kill people physically, because there are even cities built for people who may have accidentally killed people, right? So that they may live a different life. But I will continue to read so you can understand what that life is like. He shall flee unto one of those cities and live, lest the avenger of the blood pursue the slayer, while his heart is hot, and overtake him because the way is long, and slay him, whereas he not worthy of death, inasmuch as he hated him not in time past. Stating there that, that person who accidentally did that may have been hunted down to be slain in the moment, but as time slipped away, he understood that was very much a mistake, and may have not that feeling of slaying the man may have not been so present, right? Because understanding would overtake you. And then I'll continue. Wherefore I command thee, saying, Thou shalt separate 3 cities for thee. And if the Lord thy God enlarge thy coast, as he hath sworn unto thy fathers, and give thee all the land which he promised to give unto thy fathers, if thou shalt keep all these commandments to do them, which I command thee this day, to love the Lord thy God, and to walk ever in his ways, then shalt thou add 3 cities more for thee, beside these 3. The innocent blood be not shed in thy land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee an inheritance, and blood be upon thee. But if any man hate his neighbor, and lie in wait for him, and rise up against him, and smite him mortally, that he die. So Moses specifically said mortally, physically, that he die right there. So people can discern physical death. Right? I just had to show that, because that's the first time where he said mortally, and the whole time he did not say mortally. But he made it very clear to say mortally right here. Very interesting. And fleeth into one of these cities, then the elders of his city shall send and fetch him thence, and deliver him into the hand of the avenger of blood, that he may die. Thine eyes shall not pity him, but thou shalt put away innocent blood from Israel, that it may go well with thee. Thou shalt not remove thy neighbor's landmark, which they of old time have set in thine inheritance, which thou shalt inherit in the land that the Lord thy God giveth thee to possess it. One witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity, or for any sin, in any sin that he sinneth. At the mouth of 2 witnesses, or at the mouth of 3 witnesses, shall the matter be established. Excuse me. If a false witness rise up against any man to testify against him, that which is wrong, then both the men between whom the controversy shall stand before the Lord, before the priests and the judges, which shall be in those days. And the judges shall make diligent inquisition, and behold, the witness hath testified falsely against his brother. Then shall ye do unto him as he had thought to have done unto his brother. So shalt thou put the evil away from among you. So he's saying that if that very person lies to put another person to death, then that death would be placed upon you. Whew, scary. And those which remain shall hear and fear, and shall henceforth commit no more any such evil among you. And thine eyes shall not pity. Life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot. When thou goest out to battle against thine enemies, and seest horses and chariots, a people more than thou, be not afraid of them, for the Lord thy God with thee, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And it shall be, when ye are come nigh unto the battle, that the priest shall approach and speak unto the people, and shall say unto them, Hear, O Israel, ye approach this day unto battle against your enemies. Let not your hearts faint. Fear not, and do not tremble, neither be ye terrified because of them. For the Lord your God, he that goeth with you, to fight for you against your enemies, to save you. And the officers shall speak unto the people, saying, What man that hath built a new house, and hath not dedicated it? Let him go and return to his house, lest he die in the battle, and another man dedicate it. Interesting. And what man that hath planted a vineyard, and hath not eaten of it? Let him go and return unto his house, lest he die in the battle, and another man eat of it. Look at the caring in that. That's so caring. Said if you don't have someone to hold down the fort, we want you to stay there so you can grow your portion of the land until you have a successor. That's really beautiful. So that another person may not take the very gift that God has given you. Very nice. And what man that hath betrothed a wife, and hath not taken her? Let him go and return unto his house, lest he die in the battle, and another man take her. See, the concerns to that is so great. If you understand in the spirit, that is very beautiful. And the officers shall speak further unto the people, and they shall say, What man fearful and faint-hearted? Let him go and return unto his house, lest his brethren's heart faint as well as his heart. That is beautiful. And it shall be, when the officers have made an end of speaking unto the people, that they shall make captains of the armies to lead the people. When thou comest nigh unto a city to fight against it, then proclaim peace unto it. And it shall be, if it make thee answer of peace, and open unto thee, then it shall be. All the people found therein shall be tributaries unto thee, and they shall serve thee. So, when you come onto a city to fight against it, then proclaim peace unto it. He's stating here that the people who make peace unto it, the people who are there, shall serve the people of Israel. And so I guess there's an understanding of this part. This is a war with outsiders, that these people do not understand the law, do not know how to live under the law, and may find it very, very odd. So having them serve them would make sense, so that way they would understand the obedience of the law that Israel follows themselves. But then, as we read earlier, they could possibly serve them for 7 years, and on the 7th year they may found true to love Israel, understand its laws, and love God most of all, and be given a portion for themselves. Very interesting. Anyways, and if it will make no peace with thee, but will make war against thee, then thou shalt besiege it. And when the Lord thy God hath delivered it into thine hands, thou shalt smite every male thereof with the edge of the sword. But the women and the little ones and the cattle and all that is in the city, all the spoil thereof shalt thou take unto thyself, and thou shalt eat the spoil of thine enemies, which the Lord thy God hath given thee. Thus shalt thou do unto all the cities very far off from thee, which not of the cities of these nations. Very interesting. Well, I'm at 21, okay. But of the cities of these people, which the Lord thy God does give thee for an inheritance, thou shalt save alive nothing that breatheth. But thou shalt utterly destroy them, the Hittites, and the Amorites, the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, as the Lord thy God hath commanded thee, that they teach you not to do after all their abominations which they have done unto their gods. So should ye sin against the Lord your God. So, the reason why these particular cities need to be utterly destroyed is because they firmly believed in the foundations of their God, which was an abomination to the Lord, because everything that they did led to destruction. Right. Very interesting. Okay, I'm going to continue. As the Lord thy God hath commanded thee, that they teach you not to do after all their abominations which they have done unto their gods. So should ye sin against the Lord your God. That's saying that their foundation, they firmly believed in so much that they could tempt you into sinning against your own Lord. Tempt you into their lusts and greed and signs and their own wonders. When thou shalt besiege a city a long time, in making war against it to take it, thou shalt not destroy the trees thereof by forcing an axe against them. For thou mayest eat of them, and thou shalt not cut them down. For the tree of the field is man's life. Then we'll take out the italicized. It says, for the tree of the field, man's, to employ in the siege. Employ in the siege. Only the trees which thou knowest that they not trees for meat, thou shalt destroy and cut them down, and thou shalt build bulwarks against the city that maketh war with thee, until it be subdued. So literally saying that you're using the land, weaponizing the land to subdue the city in a long, drawn-out war. Got 5 minutes. Let me see what I can read. Maybe one more chapter. 21. If be found slain in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee to possess it, lying in the field, it be not known who hath slain him, then thy elders and thy judges shall come forth, and they shall measure unto the cities which round about him that is slain. And it shall be the city next unto the slain man, even the elders of that city shall take a heifer which hath not been wrought with, which hath not drawn in the yoke. And the elders of that city shall bring down the heifer unto a rough valley, which is neither eared nor sown, and shall strike off the heifer's neck there in the valley. And the priest, the son of Levi, shall come near, for them the Lord thy God hath chosen to minister unto him, and to bless in the name of the Lord. And by their word shall every controversy and every stroke be tried. And all the elders of that city, next unto the slain, shall wash their hands over the heifer that is beheaded in the valley. And they shall answer and say, Our hands have not shed this blood, neither have our eyes seen it. Be merciful, O Lord, unto thy people Israel, whom thou hast redeemed, and lay not innocent blood unto thy people of Israel's charge, and the blood shall be forgiven them. So shalt thou put away the guilt of innocent blood from among you, when thou shalt do right in the sight of the Lord. So they kill this heifer in place of whoever may have killed them, to show the innocence that it was none in Israel. Interesting. I'm going to continue here. When thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, and the Lord thy God hath delivered them into thine hands, and thou hast taken them captive, and seized among the captives a beautiful woman. You got to give the eyebrow on that. And as a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife, then thou shalt bring her home to thine house, and she shall shave her head and pare her nails. And she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in thine house, and bewail her father and her mother a full month. And after that thou shalt go in unto her, and be her husband, and she shall be thy wife. Very interesting. And it shall be, if thou have no delight in her, then thou shalt let her go wherever she will. But thou shalt not sell her at all for money. Thou shalt not make merchandise of her, because thou hast humbled her. So, if it doesn't work out, then you let her go. Very interesting. Which at that point, you're like, okay, you have people that have lusted over beauty. But at this point, if they don't want to see her harmed, it would rather make her a wife. Then they bring her in, and they shave her head, and I guess do these things to somewhat take away the beauty, something of sort like that. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Anyways, I'm going to continue because I am running out of time. If a man have 2 wives, one beloved and another hated, and they have borne him children, both the beloved and the hated, and the firstborn son be hers that was hated. both the beloved and the hated. And the firstborn son be hers that was hated. Then it shall be when he maketh his sons to inherit which he hath, he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated, the firstborn. Interesting. So the hated firstborn would be first over the beloved firstborn. I think there's a whole thing about that, because now you're talking about the older history, back through Abraham and his sons and whatnot. Very interesting. That's a whole different story. That's a whole different topic that you can go back towards and read about. But he shall acknowledge the son of the hated, the firstborn, by giving him a double portion of all that he hath. For he, the beginning of his strength, the right of the firstborn, his. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, almost done here. Yep, going a little bit over. If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and when they have chastened him, will not hearken unto them, then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him and bring him out unto the elders of his city and unto the gate of his place. And they shall say unto the elders of his city, This our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice, a glutton and a drunkard. And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones that he die. Again, this is all spiritual. This is asking for the village, for people. I can see already asking for people to come and help make this boy understand. Help show him what is good and what is important. Show him the love of God. That's what I see when I read this. And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones that he die. So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear. And if a man have committed a sin worthy of death, and he be to be put to death, and thou hang him on a tree, his body shall not remain all night upon the tree, but thou shalt in any wise bury him that day. For he that is hanged, accursed of God, that thy land be not defiled, which the Lord thy God giveth thee an inheritance. So if somebody has to die and they are hung, they are not to be left all the way into the next day. They need to be taken down that same day and a burial given to them. So no curses upon their land. All right, well, at least I made it to 21. And Deuteronomy, it goes all the way up to, I believe, 34. Yep. Good for me. 34. So about 12 more chapters to go. And then maybe have a little conclusion on it. And then off to the next book. But this is very good, very interesting, very thought-provoking. A lot of things to meditate on, to pray to the Lord for more to be revealed, for the truth to be revealed, for you to have the eyes to see, for the knowledge to be received upon you, and then for you to be able to apply the wisdom to yourself, for God, for love, to your neighbors, to your neighborhood, to the city, and whomever may come in contact with you. Anyways, I hope you have a beautiful night, and I pray that the Lord protects you always.